Probably editing is my favorite part of the production process. It's really where all the pieces come together and you really get to see the film for the first time. When you're shooting it, it's in your mind. It doesn't matter what position that I'm in and behind the camera. The film is it's a figment of your imagination at that point, is what you hope it will be. But when you sit down to start putting the pieces together in the edit room and in post-production, you get to see it. You get to actually see it for the first time. And the downside of that is that you figure out what you don't have that you really needed. The challenging part of that process is, okay, I don't have everything I wish I had, but how can I make this the best that it can be with what I have? And that's the puzzle of post-production, and that's a challenge that I really enjoy. You spend a lot of time organizing your materials so that when someone asks for that particular little piece of the big puzzle, you know where all the pieces are. You organize, you make selections of the best material, and then you string it together and you see what it looks like. So a first technical step would be an assembly, which would be a string together of all the different bits in some sort of organization. And then you would have what would be called a rough cut, things would be in a specific order that are sort of tailored to the script that you have, or the outline of the film in a documentary sense. And then you have what would be called a fine cut, would mean each step of the way you're making smaller and smaller changes to the film. And then the next step would be what we would call picture lock, which would mean we've made the last changes to all the picture, and the only changes that we're going to make next will be in audio. So that the picture's not going to change anymore. Everything's at a certain length. The edits are not going to shift because it could affect other things like music and sound. And the editor would be involved in all of those steps, the director and perhaps the producer. And sometimes those are the same people, so sometimes it's just you. I like movie trailers. I think movie trailers are their own art form because they don't have the same goal as the film. Their goal is to get you interested in the film, to go out of your way to go see that film. It might be difficult, it might not be playing in your town. You got to go somewhere to go find that film and see it. So you want to give away just enough of the film to make somebody say, I have to go see that. That looks so interesting. When I'm teaching editing, I show them a lot of movie trailers because a movie trailer for a movie that you've already seen, you see the genius in it. You see, they didn't give that away, but they gave just that little piece away to make you say, I got to go see how that turned out. So watch film trailers. That's my advice to aspiring editors, is film trailers show the real genius of editing, I think.